Welcome back to the Jewish Music Platform. I'm Tuvia Kapstein.
Moshe Sherzan here.
Moshe Sherzan. And what we're launching here is a mini-series within the Jewish Music Platform called Ishay Ribo. The music of Ishay Ribo, unpacked for the English-speaking audience. This podcast is being sponsored by a kind individual for the good of all Klal Yisrael, and may the inspiration that is to be had from these discussions bring Moshiach closer. The audience probably knows this already, but maybe there are a few people out there that are just realizing that Moshe Sherzan over here is the easy schmeezy, not only the gratitude dude, but he's also the easy schmeezy guy.
I'm the easy schmeezy guy.
He's the easy schmeezy guy, right? He's the easy schmeezy guy who writes the easy schmeezy guides to various languages, and there's 3 that are out already. There's 67 to go. Right?
Yes.
And I told him before that Russian should be the next one because it's so...
Stolichny. Yeah.
But the, because these are in our community, like if you're going to sell something in a Jewish bookstore, like the next one to sell after Hebrew and Yiddish was first?
Yiddish, then we did Hebrew.
Then Hebrew, then
Spanish.
We did
Svardish, yeah.
Yeah, and then the next one has to be Russian just because of the most commonly spoken Jewish language.
And then maybe Yeshivish.
Maybe Yeshivish. Oh, Yeshivish is what you're working
on. Yeah.
But in any case, let's talk a little bit about Ishay.
Yeah.
Moshe. Ishay Ribo, he took the world by storm. What has he done? I'm not an authority on the history or any of this, but here's a man who has united Klal Yisrael. I don't know if everybody's on board, but I think many are on board in Klal Yisrael,
especially in Israel,
in Israel especially, but now more and more outside of Israel, with tremendous respect and emotion, and just hearing the music, the beautiful poetry and the music of this man who is an Ohev Yisrael. He loves the Jewish people. And can I illustrate? I was doing a little research before this podcast about who is he? Who is Ishay Ribo? And I saw this interview that Yaakov Klein did with Ishay Ribo, and I spoke with a few people on a few different chats. And I have a friend, Asaf Neymark, who lives in Rehovot, and he was at a concert with his daughter. And Asaf said, he said something so beautiful at the concert. He said, he looked out in the crowd. He said, "I see all kinds of kippot shechorot, kippot srugot, gam kippot shkufot."
Wow, which means?
And I didn't know what that meant, but he said that
means
I see transparent kippot. I see people that are not wearing kippot, but he calls them, he sees on their heads. Cute saying, but what he's saying something deeper.
Wow.
He's saying that everybody is there. Everyone was at a concert of his music where he's singing words, love songs to Hashem.
Yeah.
That's what he's doing.
Different parts of Yiddishkeit.
Yeah. He's referencing stories from Tanakh. He's referencing Gemara.
Seder Avoda.
And everything is there, and it's everyone. Why would somebody who's not observant, dati, frum, why would they want to come to such a concert? Because they're Jewish, and it touches the Jewish soul, no matter where you are. And of course, there's many stories, I'm sure. I didn't get the individual stories, but he's inspired so many people to come closer.
Yeah.
Do you know stories?
I hear little stories here and there, but I think the thing about Ishay is he's just like a dude. Meaning he's not driving around in any, Skoda. What's the car? Is it a fancy car? I don't know. Skoda, Peugeot, Volvo. He doesn't have any fancy cars. He's just like a dude. He's just a regular guy in an apartment. He Baruch Hashem Parnasa. He probably has Parnasa today. But he is just, I posted on my WhatsApp status, see how we get a hold of him. And some guy says, yeah, I see him. He learns in my base medrash every morning. Mm-hmm. He's just like a guy, a simple, not simple, very deep person, but a very humble person. Like he just posted on his Twitter, the tweeter, whatever it's called. They posted this big concert coming up. At the time of the release, it's coming up in about a month or two.
Madison Square Garden?
Yeah, they just announced it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big deal. Madison Square Garden is like...
It's like 60,000 seats.
Yeah, that's in terms of any musician, that's what they want to be, Madison Square Garden. He posted on his Twitter, he tweeted that like he feels so humble, like he had to pinch himself to see like, and I have goosebumps. I'm a goosebump guy, but is this really happening? And it's almost like
Vayichad Moshe.
Vayichad Moshe, yeah. So Vayichad Moshe. So Yishai, just seeing that tweet, it was just like it's a real dude who like hears about his concert at Madison Square Garden. It's like, wow, it's really happening. Like as much as he's the guy on the stage, I feel like he could also be one of the like the Yeshiva Bachrim.
Yeah, and somebody said, "Oh yeah, sure, I know Yishai," and he gave us the contact. Now we didn't reach out to him directly, but we hope he's going to get back. We had a few questions as we were mulling over what to speak about. We decided with Moshe's input that we should speak about his most popular song as measured by Spotload streams. Spotload, Spotify. What
the load of Spotify streams.
And perhaps YouTube views. That would be Lashuv Habaita.
Yeah.
So to come home.
So I don't know much about Israeli media or movies, but someone told me that it's also on a movie.
It's a movie.
There's a movie that has this on the soundtrack.
Okay, so, and the movie's called Lashuv Habaita?
I don't know. Maybe we'll have to put that in the show notes.
We'll have to find out.
Yeah.
Okay, Lashuv Habaita. So we want to talk about the music now. We don't want to make this an academic conversation where we're going and we're making we're telling you the source for everything, although that might be interesting, but we want to talk about why this music touches the soul, a little bit about what it means to us. And the reason why I sent out 2 different chats and status and wanted to get people to chime in on this is because I'm not an expert in this. I haven't been thinking about this for too long, and I can only understand it according to my limited abilities and my limited kelim.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I have Moshe here to expand that. And I'm sure there are things that we're going to say I personally, I know you're not going to miss the point, but I might not have missed the kavana of Yishai, what he meant, the deeper aspect of the words. There's probably more. There's probably different understandings in the words that are possible. And we'd love to hear any feedback. The email address is ravtuvnetwork@gmail.com for this. And let's get into it. Lashuv Habaita. When you come home, right? What's home, Moshe?
What's home?
What is home?
What's home for you? I don't know. Sometimes home is.
What's home for anybody? First of all,
for anybody, yeah.
Why is this song called Lashuv Habaita? Home? Come on, Moshe.
Home.
I want you to say it, but I'll say it if you don't say it.
So yeah, I mean,
home is where you want to be.
Home is where you want to be. Home is it could be. Home is not. It's not a place. Home is really a state of mind, a state of community. It could be it's about Eretz Yisrael, but it's not. It's not a song about Zionism. It's not a song about Libi B'Mizrach. This is about coming home to the Yiddish shtub. Even if I may be traveling, but I'm coming home to my home. I walk into my house. It's a Yiddish house. It's a house that looks different than the houses on the block. Oh, yeah, that's Lashuv Habaita when I hear it.
Can I tell you something personal about Lashuv Habaita?
Tell me.
I'll tell you that anyone who knows a little bit about my story, maybe from listening to a few podcasts here, I did not grow up from, and I was getting into it at the end of college at the University of Michigan. And at some point in time, I said, I want to do this. And I started going to the Jewish Resource Center to learn weekly with the rabbi. And as I was walking there, I never wear a kippah, a yarmulke on campus because I wasn't, that wasn't where I was religiously. But as I was walking there, as I got closer and closer, I had this kippah in my pocket and I put it on my head. Mm-hmm. And I felt like I really literally felt as I was going from there, putting it on my head and walking into the Jewish Resource Center, that I was coming home. And that was how I felt. I'm coming home to who I am. I'm coming home to my people and to learning something about what it is.
Kind of like Makomo Shel Olam, a little bit like Hashem is the place of the world. It's not a location, but it's the place where I'm inside of. That's the place where I spend my heart, my soul.
Mm-hmm. So this is the imagery that Ishay uses. Is it too nerdy to say imagery? Okay, maybe.
No, we say no. Okay. Edit it out.
So,
no, keep it in. It was great. It was wonderful. Yeah.
So Moshe, what's first question I have is Higi Azman. The common theme in this song is Higi Azman Hitorer. Higi Azman Ishtanot. The time has come to wake up. The time has come to change. Higi Azman Hitcharet. The time has come to regret. Who says? What's the time? Who says the time has come? What is he talking about?
Ishay Ribo. He's the Rebbe. he's giving the drasha.
So, are you saying something deeper? Are you saying that what are you saying? The time has come. Why? So, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe my own impression. Okay, every shuv yom echad lifnei mitatzecha. A person has to do tshuva every single day because you never know when your last day is, right? So every time is appropriate for tshuva. But I'm thinking even more that when this is a song that it's a beautiful song, and people would want to listen to it over and over again, and they do.
Oh yeah.
you can hear the song at any time. Any time that you listen to the song,
It's always the right time.
It's always the right time to do tshuva.
I didn't do so well yesterday.
It's always
today is the right time.
There's this concept in tshuva. I think in Shari Tshuva he talks about how somebody who realizes they did the wrong thing and they live with that, they sit with that, and they don't do tshuva right away. That's a big loss.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime a person falls in where they were supposed to be and they fall, do it right away. It can be any time. Like there's no reason to delay. If you're able to, if you're able to come back, if you're able to get yourself there, back to where you were right away, then do it.
Beautiful.
Okay, so we're talking about to be
strong.
To be strong.
It's not easy.
What's the strength that you need for teshuva?
Yeah, so there are people, all different kinds of folks, leaving all different kinds of things. Sometimes it's family, sometimes it's money, sometimes it's a degree. I know people who've had 10 years of schooling, then decide, you know what, I'm gonna go to Israel. I have a very close friend who right now had a great job with a big company, one of the big three. He decided, you know what, I am going to Lazov Hakol, leave everything, Lehit Gaber, and be strong, and Lashuv, go to Eretz Israel. This guy, he picked up, he left. I said, what about I said, you sure this makes sense? Are you sure you want to do this? He said, yeah, we'll take a little leave of absence. I have a decent enough. So he says, right now, I can always go get a job. But I can't always go home. Higiyas man, and it only happens Lehit Gaber. It takes strength. How do we know it takes strength? Because you look around at all the people, and most people are not doing it. Most people are just doing whatever they're doing by road, and it takes strength.
It takes spiritual fortitude. The Ezehu Gibor, like the real Jewish Gibor. Jewish Gibor is not John Rambo with the ammunition. Like he's running through.
That was his first name.
I think it was
John. I thought Rambo.
Well, that was the last name, right? Okay,
okay.
It's the guy who's running through like enemy fire, and every single machine gun bullet is missing him, and bombs going right, because he's the Gibor. That's not the Jewish Gibor, right? If he wants to do that, if he's able to, it's pretty impressive. The Gevura, strength, the strength, as we know from Torah, strength is that spiritual fortitude, that to strengthen yourself and do what's right.
Yeah.
That's the Lehit Gaber. By the way, there was a great rabbi who started a yeshiva called Mechon Shlomo. His name was Rabbi Yaakov Rosenberg.
Yaakov, no.
Yeah, it was named after him. And he used to say when there were young adults who would leave their secular lives to go spend time in yeshiva, he said, the world calls you Balei Tshuva. I call you Balei Gevura. He says, Balei Tshuva, as Chazal talk about it, it's somebody who slipped in a certain thing, and now he's coming back. He's able to be in the same situation, and then come right Tshuva Gumor. He's able to come back to where he was. That he said that's not really what's happening with people that grow up without Torah, without keeping Torah, and then they decide, you know what, this is where I need to be. He called them Balei Gevura.
That is definitely an accurate term, Balei Gevura.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
As we say in Yiddish,
approved. Okay, now there's this interesting thing here in the next part. Okay, now he says,
yeah.
So you know what's going on here? I didn't know what this. I didn't
teach me, Rabbi.
What I think.
Yeah.
I didn't realize what he was saying. I heard the part about the rakevet chazer l'shchunot. So there's two trains here. If we missed what is he saying? Even if we missed a few stops, that means there was a time that we should have gotten off. There were stops that we missed. That means he's talking about a train that's going the wrong direction, and there were stops.
Dude.
Yeah. Dude. There were stops. I mean, this might be, everyone might already know this already. The listeners
we have to ask this. This is a question for you.
This is what I think he's saying. I think it's Pasha Pshat. This is what he's saying. This is what the words.
The words. Well,
There's one train that's going away the wrong direction, and
to get off.
We missed our chances to get off. And then there's another train. If we got off, yesh rakevet, efshar leredet, yesh rakevet chazura l'shkunot. There's another train that's going back home.
Let me tell you, folks, if you're just chiming in, like, I am so happy we're doing this. I've heard the song hundreds of times, not like, tens, hundreds.
Really?
Yeah. Not since we discussed it. Like, I love the song.
Yeah.
And the guitar, the boom, it's just so beautiful.
It's so beautiful.
Stickle Chili Peppers style.
Okay.
So I never have that.
Lahavdil.
Love him.
You never have. I didn't.
You're saying good.
I think
that's olive base.
I think that's what he's saying.
That's what he's saying. Yeah.
So what does that mean? That obviously I don't want to hit it over the head, but the train going the wrong direction. The person, the yid, who's going in the wrong direction. Like Hashem gives us tachnot. There are lots of opportunities if you think about the trajectory of your tshuva.
Yeah.
There were a lot of opportunities that we could have stopped and said, okay, that's enough. Now I'm going back in the direction. We may have skipped those opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
We may have missed them, but there's always a train going back in the other direction.
Beautiful.
Everything is possible if you only want it.
Ein davar
Omed
lefnei haratzon. Right? Is that what you're thinking of?
Sure.
Yeah. Nothing stands before the ratzon, right?
My chavrusa here.
Yeah. They say when there's a will, there's a way. That's it, right?
It's rak im nirtzeh.
Rak im nirtzeh. That's all you need to really want.
If you want, then you're there. Like you are where you want to be, and then you need to actually do it. But it has to start with the ratzon.
Wow.
Right? And anybody, it's an amazing, encouraging message that you could, all you have to do. I don't care. Hashem doesn't care how low you are and what situation you are. It's never too late.
Yeah.
It's never too late.
It's never too late. Yeah, it's never too late.
The person who the person who's searching always finds. Even if he finds himself at the far end, the person he thinks he's lost.
There's a
Rabbi Steinwurzel in Shar Yashav,
Uh-huh.
And he said he was speaking with, I heard him say, speaking with a boy, a bacher. And the bacher said, Rabbi, I'm lost. There's no, I'm going to Gehenna. Like there's whatever was happening with this bacher, like it's the end. Like there's no hope for me. And Rabbi Steinberg said, I'm jealous of you. I'm mekana you. I said, why are you mekana me? Because now every mitzvah you do is lishma. Every mitzvah you do, you think you're not getting any reward for it. He says, now you're doing it only for the sake of Hashem, not for anything that's in it for you, because you think you're going to Gehenna. Hopefully it turned him around.
Yeah. And now he lives in Me'ashram with 10 kids.
There you go.
And I was that boy. No.
I was that boy.
Wait, that was me.
Okay, now.
I was thinking about
yeah, go ahead.
The Lubavitch is all about Yo Gaiti. You know about that?
No.
Yeah. Lubavitchers, they have like a few psukim they review and a few inyanim.
That's one of them.
Yo Gaiti umetzasi taimen.
It's not pasuk. It's
yeah. They call. I think they call it Mamar. I don't know what they call it in Chabad. Yeah.
Okay.
Mamar Chazal. You guys umetzasi taimen. So I think about that. Hamechapes tamid motzeh. If he's really searching. Yeah.
If you're really searching for that connection.
But it has to be with a capital Mem. Hamechapes. Poking around doesn't. You don't know what he's gonna find. You got to be searching. Yeah.
It has to be a determined search, but if it's a determined search that you can call, putting shvitz into it, and sweating, working hard on it, then you will not.
Timing, yeah.
Okay, now here's something very interesting. When in the bridge, the part that repeats, for those who don't know what a bridge is in music, right?
What is a bridge? 10 seconds.
The bridge takes you. What does a bridge do?
Takes you to the chorus.
Takes you to the other side, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going from the verse to the chorus.
Mm-hmm.
So, by the way, musically. Not to be music geek again, but musically, we're starting off low, and we're building, right? It's start na 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 na, and then the bridge na 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 na.
What a bridge!
And then the chorus na 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 na. We're going higher and higher.
That's a beautiful bridge,
higher
no?
and higher. Yeah, it's beautiful, but it's you see the building. Yeah. The bridge is taking us to that higher level. So dalto shamayim lo nin alu kishaben kore hatzilo abba sheba shamayim magia afilu. The doors of heaven never lock. When a son calls, he's rescued. He calls out. No, Hatzilu. He calls out Hatzilu.
Hatzilu.
That's his call of his call to save me. Abba Shabai Shemayim Magia Afilu. So listen to this. I was thinking that now we're introducing Shemayim. Like this is at the bridge right here.
Oh, Abba
Like,
Shabbat Shemayim.
First Daltot Shemayim, and then Abba Shabai Shemayim. Right?
Okay.
Up until now. So you're going, you got the train, you're coming home, it's time to come home, it's time to change yourself, right? Leave everything, but it's not a discussion of God yet. It's not a discussion of Hashem. But once we mention Dalta Shemaim, right? So we're already talking about that, where we're going.
Yeah.
We're giving a direction. It's not just coming home. What does it mean coming home? What does coming home mean to a Jew? So it means these gates of heaven. It means coming home to Hashem.
There's an Abba. House
is Abba. There's an Abba. Now listen to this. This occurred to me. The Ben Koire Hatzilu. The son calls out, "Save me!"
Yeah.
Right. Hatzilu is calling out to anybody who could help. Hatzilu is Rabim. He's calling out to more than one person. Right. Anyone who could help. Anyone who hears me should come and help me.
Hatzilu. Yeah.
Abba Shabashamayim Magia Afilu. Afilu Shasinu Mashurah. So here's a question for you: is the afilu only a lead-in to the chorus, or is he saying Abba Shabai
Even he's going to come? Yeah.
Even he's going to come. Some people might come to help you, but most importantly, Abba Shabai Magia afilu. Even Hashem is coming to help you.
Beautiful.
No,
yeah.
I mean I don't really know what. Yeah.
Little Maimer Muska parenthetically. Who was the first one to use the expression Avinu Shabashamayim? You guys know? I think it was Shimon Bar Yochai.
I thought it was Rabbi Kiva. No.
Rabbi Kiva, who said that? But who said that? Rabbi Kiva said that? Rabbi Kiva, yeah, Rabbi Kiva. Right, Talmud of the Rashbi.
Okay.
Right?
He maybe learned it from his Rebbe?
Yeah. Because the Rashbi was all about the Chavivos. Rashbi was about, Do
we see in Tanakh ever that Hashem is referred to?
No.
No.
And we definitely know, I asked my Rebbe, Ram Kamenetsky, Shlita, I want to ask him about what's this Avinu Shemayim? I'm like, what is this Shemayim? Like, it's an Aleph-based question. Like, is he not in the sky? Like little kids, where's Hashem? He's in the sky. And he said no.
Wait a second. That's a Gemara,
What was it?
So and Rava.
Yeah, was it when he was a kid?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the word?
Was it Rava? Oh, I don't remember. But the one
Abai, maybe.
He asked where is Hashem? One person was one of the little kids who was
pointed
inside.
He
pointed inside to the ceiling, and
the other one went outside.
And he said they're both going to be great.
Yeah.
They're both going to be.
Yeah. So I think the Abba Shemayim thing is really just our perception, right? Hashem's not he's not there more than he is over here.
What does Shemayim mean?
What is Shemayim? Yeah.
What does Shemayim means? The actual atmosphere.
The spiritual Shemayim.
It means Shemayim. It comes from Sham. Shemayim means there's a realm of existence. That there's something else. There's something infinite that's not the physical, right?
Yeah. And Shemayim backwards also is mamish. Shemayim mamish is it's reality, whatever.
Okay. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
These are big things.
Much could be said about all these things, and we, of course, we can't do it justice. Okay, so who's coming? Abba Shabashamayim Magia Afilu, and this is the climax of the song. Afilu Shasinu Mashura. And this is the person. Now here we go. We're going to get a musical rendition, of course, because we're talking about a song. Can we get that emotion going?
Can you sing together with me? You can sing higher. אפילו שעשינו משהו רע We're going to change the key, alright?
Okay, don't embarrass yourself.
אפילו שעשינו משהו רע הוא מוכר וסולח ראשי גדול עזרה ונותן ברחמה את הכוח לתקן ונשוב אליו
Now Ishay doesn't mind that we're singing his songs, even though we can't do it as well as he does, because that's why he wrote it, that we should sing it. Like Klauser should sing his songs. Okay, now listen to this. Moshe, something occurred to me. The first time in this song that something doesn't rhyme is when he said, Moshe Yadol Ezra, that rhymes, right? It's the first thing that doesn't rhyme. Like everything rhymes. Everything is. Why do you think he did that?
What do the words mean?
And he gives, okay, let's talk about the words of the chorus. Even if we've done something wrong, he forgives and pardons. There's a difference between forgiving and pardoning. Maybe not for now, unless you have something to say about that. Okay. Moshit Yadol Ezra, he stretches out, extends his hand to help. Yemincha Peshuta L'Kabel Shavim, we say in Yom Kippur, we say that Hashem, your right hand, which represents kindness and giving and love, is stretched out to receive those who will turn to you. So this could be what Ishay is referring to. Almost certainly, it's what he's referring to. Moshit Yado le'Ezra. He stretches out his hand to help, and now v'noten berachamav. He gives with his mercy et hakoach letaken.
That does not rhyme.
That does not rhyme at all. What's going on?
It means he gives his mercy. He gives the opportunity to fix.
So I say,
Ich
sag, the only reason why Yishai would not rhyme this is because there is no better way to say it than the way that he said it. He felt that I can't use other words. I got to use these words, and it doesn't matter if they don't rhyme. I'm not going to have this. The song is not going to have the same power and the same effect if I would try to force a rhyme out of these words. What do you say?
So I had a different part. First of all, you're good. You're good. And I love this episode. I'm happy I'm listening right now. This is great. I was thinking that the part that doesn't rhyme is the part where V'noten bracham tekol letaken, right? He mercifully gives us an opportunity to fix. Rhyming.
No, the power.
The power to fix. Right. The rhyming is like a system. It's like Ozzy Usher, organized, structural. But sometimes a person can be in some sort of crazy situation, and the way to fix is not a simple linear path. It's not a simple structure. How do you do tshuva? Just like this. You got to be creative. And when you find if a person went to a certain place or he went to a certain distance, the way back home is not always whoop. You don't hop on the A train and it's the koach l'takein. It requires the strength to be creative. I think.
Okay.
And it's not just a simple rhyme, easy schmeezy. No. Yeah.
What do you think in general? What is the koyach of rhyming? What is that? Why does that move us? Why is when we hear a rhyme and it's like you can get the idea across, and also there's those sounds that connect the ideas. There's something very powerful about that.
I think it's about the symmetry. Symmetry helps us learn. That's why, like in Mishnayos, you have a lot of Mishnayos. You have
sometimes the Mishnayos rhyme.
Suluk, Suba, Masayim, I had a friend once. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I
want to make a song now. No, we're not doing it. Yeah.
Don't misquote Pesukim too.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a certain way. There's an expectation, even in this song, in all songs, right?
Yeah.
Not all the songs rhyme, but at least the way it used to be.
Yeah.
It used to be that Shakespeare with his the Havdil. Shakespeare with his sonnets. There's a genius rhyming structure.
Oh, Shakespeare? No.
There's a very he has
to be or not to be.
No, not the sonnets. Come on, the sonnets.
No, I'm not holding.
He wrote 150 sonnets or something.
What does the word sonnet mean?
Sonnets are a certain strict form of poetry.
Oh wow. So you are so worldly, man.
I'm not worldly, but
you know what's tutzach, man. You know what's going on.
Whatever. But there's
if
you can rhyme, if you can express the idea and also make it come out in rhyme, there's something very satisfying about that, and people connect emotionally.
Yeah.
Like what's coming up, he just set up an expectation, like here's right, and then likaber and lo lachapes makom acher. There's something.
I think you're saying very good. Yeah. It's like you're creating the void to be filled.
That's right.
That's beautiful, Tovia. High five.
High five. Got my left hand. So
that's good.
So again, when he
helps it set in. It's like a shayla v'tshuva, like by the Seder.
Yeah. There you go. There's something coming, and it's going to rhyme, and it's going to fit into the idea, and it's also going to rhyme.
The gram. Wow.
There's something here. Yeah, the gram, and we can ask Mati, when we get Mati Ilowitz on the podcast. We're going to ask him about this.
Yeah.
Bezos Hashem. Okay, so then like we're saying, here's the first time, and it's the only time in the song, as far as I know, that we don't have the rhyme. So for my reason, your reason, whatever it is, maybe hundreds
I had
of
a feeling that we're going to be teaching Yishai something about his song. Ishay. Is it Ishay or Yishai?
You asked that already.
So what'd you say?
I said, that's the joke. Somebody made a joke that that there was a guy named Joe Newcomb. You sent me this joke. Yeah.
Tell the oil, man.
Okay, so there's a guy Joe Newcomb, and there was Ishay Ribo, and Joe, he took the Y from Yishai, he put it on to Joe, and he became Joey.
Yeah.
And now Joey becomes a big thing in the Jewish music scene. And
Joey and Ishay.
That's
great.
Yeah. So, funny joke, and if you know the reference, it's even funnier. I guess if you don't know the reference, it's not funny at all.
Show notes. We'll have a podcast about that one.
But I guess it's Ishay, just like the name in Israel, the name Hillel is Hillel.
No, that's actually that's very interesting. Like the Hey Ashketa is a thing. Hey Ashketa, like silent Hey. Yeah. But the silent Yud, is that a thing?
It's a Sephardi thing.
I don't know how do you say Yoshua. There's no Ush.
No.
Unless it could because it's already the E. You don't need what's the deal? Like, what would he say?
This is Ishay. How they always called me.
Ishay.
It was always Ishay.
Ishay. Are there any other names like that?
Havara.
Are there any? Is he Sephardi?
Yeah, I think so.
He's French. His parents are French or something.
Tell us if we're wrong over here.
His parents French?
Yeah, he grew up in France. At some point, they made out.
He's a song in French.
Israel.
Okay. Love it. Yeah. Okay.
You have to play me that one. Okay, now let's go on. Now we're ready for. Okay. Well, can't miss this one. That as soon as we get to the end of the chorus, right? No ten berachma vet kol like I cannot call. Now the niggin. So the niggin, what it does is it takes us back down from this climax, from the right? It takes us down from the climax and it brings us back down. A little louder, singing.
We're gonna take a break. I'm gonna put the cape on for a second. Okay, 1 second. This is great. I love this. Going deep.
A lot of fun.
You gotta do that with a little bass thing. Listen.
Unexpected chord there. Harmonization. So what the niggin does is the niggin takes us from the, not only does it lets us transition from the, the melodies up here, right? The niggin, the song is up here now, and it has to come back down to a place where when you start the next verse, it doesn't sound unnatural. That's what's doing musically. They taught me in music school that when you make a leap, a melodic leap, you always have to come down and make it even again. Like if you're jumping up, they said, now this is interesting, maybe to somebody in the audience, that the classic melody that does this is Somewhere Over the Rainbow. You know this? So you go up a whole octave. Somewhere, you're going down from C to C or whatever. And then you have to fill it in the rest of the song. Birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I?
Together.
Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high. The lands that you'll dream of, they have come true. Nobody's backbit if we're forgetting those words. But the idea is that when you make a big jump in melody, you always have to fill it in, or else you're just jumping all over the place. It doesn't sound like it's part of one. It's not one chaticha. It's not one piece of melody. So the niggin musically is getting us back down to the place where we can naturally start the verse again. But you know what else it's doing?
Teach me, Rebbe.
You just said something so beautiful, Ishay. You just sang afilu shasinu mashu ra, and everybody is connecting to everybody who ever did anything wrong, which is everybody in the world except for a few tzaddikim, right?
Mm-hmm.
And everyone who has to do tshuva, everyone who has a purpose left in this world, something that they can fix up and steigen and grow. They just heard these beautiful words that Hashem is going to help us do tshuva, help us come back. He's going to forgive us, and He's stretching out His hand, and He's giving us the koach to return. And we have to stop singing for a while. We have to stop saying words. and we have to now put it in our hearts. And how do you put it in your heart? With the niggin. Gives the niggin gives you that chance to reflect and put those words, those concepts and words that you can't say any more words. You know what I'm saying? It's not time for
It's
words
beyond
anymore.
words.
Yeah, it's beyond words.
But because daber abnei sovi so, it's not a time to just you gotta make it happen.
You have to sing, or it's the bechina like Shimshon Pincus talks about how on Shabbos we sing. All of a sudden we're singing. Why are we singing? Because there's things that can't be. There's a connection. There's an emotion that already words are too limiting, and you have to just sing the niggin. I think that's what's happening, and that's why a lot of Nishai stuff has that. It's not just the instrumental happening after the chorus. It's the niggin. I think this is right. Other songs.
Yeah,
he does this. That's this
very melodious. Very
yeah. Okay, let's talk about the next verse. This has some interesting stuff. Now, here's where the big question mark is, and my biggest question comes up in the next part.
Oh.
Okay, so he says, the time has come to regret. If you've already run away, is this the right touch? If you already run away from the chet, am I doing it right?
Not exactly.
What would you say?
I don't know.
Okay, so maybe it means like if you're already on the right path, like you've already run away from the chet. If this is what it means, right? Kvar livrach. I don't know. Something happened in the past. Kvar livrach. I need the audience to chime in on this because I don't know. But now im kvar lakachat az lakachat b'shvil latet. If you've already taken, then take in order to give. What could that mean? I got a lot of answers to this question. Some said this and some said that. Some said it might be a very deep thing that we live constantly getting hashpah from Hashem. Constantly, all the goodness of life and every breath is because Hashem wills us at every moment into existence. Right, Moshe?
Yes.
So everybody is always
man denafich midelay nafich.
Okay, and
one who breathes comes from the breath of Hashem.
Into us, right? Every moment that we have is taking.
Mm-hmm.
We're taking what Hashem has to give us, and Hashem doesn't have any problem with that. Hashem wants it that way. Right? Hashem wants to give it to us. Okay.
Yes.
So, but we're taking our existence, we're taking always from Hashem. Now, a person who has taken his existence and taken it the wrong way, maybe hasn't made those choices, and used his opportunities in this world, used his life in this world for the most constructive purposes, and gone in the wrong direction. So he's taken for the purpose of taking. Now, in Kaval Livrach min Chet, if he's run away from Chet, he's going to redirect that taking, and he's the taking that all of you can't not take.
Turn the take into a take.
The taking is like the kachav is the taking is in order to give, because when you're using your life the right way, and when you're using your life to connect to Hashem and to bring out Hashem in the world, then you are giving.
Who is the ultimate Nisan?
Hashem is the ultimate Nisan. And you're giving. What are you giving? Who are you giving to?
Achenu b'nei Yisrael, I think.
You're giving to others?
Yeah.
Giving to others. I think so. So maybe that's what it means.
If you know Aleph, teach Aleph. Yeah. If you received an Aleph, teach the Aleph.
You know a song?
Teach a song.
Teach a song. And then again, he goes on to the next part. Zeh hazman hitkarev, and he's telling us this is the time. It was Higia Zman, now it's Zeh Zman. There must be a reason for that. I don't know what it is. Exactly. Zeh Zman, like the song's about to end. Like it's more impressive.
Zeh Zman, about that. We've been singing 3.36 minutes. Whatever it is.
Lo tefached min ha'ke'ev. Don't be afraid of the pain.
Oh, what does that mean? I have a little much.
Yeah, go ahead. Tell me. I'm not sure.
Sometimes when you're doing tshuva, you got to leave some of the things that you love. I think, and there's a cave. Don't be worried. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be hard to leave that thing. I want that thing. Like the Rosh Yeshivas always say, cheeseburger, because that's the biggest Yitzhar that every person has. A cheeseburger, you want the cheeseburger.
Something about the cheeseburger.
Something the Rosh Yeshiva knows, So like, it hurts. I'm gonna have the FOMO. What's gonna be the?
I'm not gonna have that. What I'm used to.
But
whatever it was.
Yishai's giving us chizuk. He's telling us, Rabbi Isai, lo lefached, it's scary. I can't make that commitment. I don't want to miss that. I don't want to not have that thing. I've been doing that for so many years. I'm going to leave it alone. It's scary. It's very scary. Comfortability is comforting. Yeah.
Comforts are comforting.
Yeah. Habit is
yeah.
It's comfortable. Don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about the
Im
fair.
latet az kvar latet mikol halev. And if you're giving, then now give with all your heart. Okay, if you want, now maybe somebody else touched this. If you once took, now take in order to give. Nope. No, that was the last one. Sorry, I made a mistake.
Do it again.
If you're giving, then give with all your heart. That's what it means. No, I got it right the first time.
Yeah.
If you're giving, then you give with all your heart. So maybe this means that even when you're not taking, you're giving. You're already doing the motions. You're already doing the right behavior. You can still, this tshuva is to do. Tshuva is even when you're doing something right, and you can do something now better and more true, and bring it higher and higher levels. So I could. Here's something very common scenario to a very something we can relate to, is that in the shul in the morning you have circling mistovevim mishulachim. Right? Mm-hmm. You have them going around. In Detroit, we don't have it as often as you have it ever elsewhere.
Shomer Shabbos, they have a lot more in Brooklyn.
You can expect to give. That's why they give quarters. Because if you're giving dollars, like you just gave away $20 every day.
You might get the quarter back to you, though. How's that?
No, they expect quarters.
Yeah,
I've seen it. Yeah. They're happy to get quarters because there's enough quarters to get. If you're going to the place with 250 people, right? So it's a numbers game for the giver. But there's people that will give and they won't look up. Or maybe if they look up, they won't show panim mesachos, like a warm savor panim yafos. They won't show. So you're giving already. Now give with all your heart. You could that's also tshuva. That's also la shuva baita. That's also coming closer and higher and higher. This level, anything you're doing, you don't say, "Oh, I'm already there. I'm already from," right?
Where are you from?
So you can go so much higher. So you can give anything you're doing that's the right outward behavior now. Now do it again. What is it? If you're giving already, still give now with all your heart. Also tshuva. No?
Yeah.
And then the rest of the song is the bridge again in the chorus. There's no better way to end this podcast than to play the song in its entirety.
You're gonna sing it? We'll sing. We'll figure it out.
You know what, Moshe? You're gonna be upset with me. I want the audience to hear how Yishai sings it.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I want to play the song again. Let me just jam it.
You want to play? Okay,
no.
Yeah, I'm just gonna play anyway. We can fade out, and we're gonna play how Yishai plays it. But you know what? Like I said before, Yishai's very happy. If you ask him, he's very happy that we're playing the song and singing it ourselves. That I can guarantee you. Okay, Moshe, it's been a pleasure.
הגיע הזמן להתעורר, לעזוב הכל, להתגבר, לשוב הביתה, לא לחפש מקום אחר. הגיע הזמן להשתנות, גם אם פספסנו תחנות, אפשר לרדת, יש רכבת, חזרה לשכונות. הכל אפשר רק אם נרצה, המחפש תמיד מוצא, גם אם הוא נמצא אי שם הרחק בקצה. דלתות שמיים לא ננעלו, כשהבן קורא הצילו, אבא שבשמיים מגיע אפילו שעשינו משהו רע, הוא מוחל וסולח, מושיט ידו לעזרה, ונותן ברחמיו את הכוח לתקן ולשוב אליו. להתחרט, אם כבר לברוח אז מאחת, אם כבר לקחת אז לקחת בשביל לתת, וזה הזמן להתקרב, לא לפחד מהכאב, ואם לתת אז כבר לתת מכל הלב. אפשר רק אם נרצה, המחפש תמיד מוצא, גם אם הוא נמצא אי שם הרחק בקצה. דלתות שמיים לא ננעלו, כשהבן קורא הצילו, אבא שבשמיים מגיע אפילו שעשינו משהו רע, הוא מוחל וסולח, מושיט ידו לעזרה, ונותן ברחמיו את הכוח לתקן ולשוב אליו. אפילו שעשינו משהו רע, הוא מוחל וסולח, מושיט ידו לעזרה, ונותן ברחמיו את הכוח לתקן ולשוב אליו. הגיע הזמן להתעורר, לעזוב הכל, להתגבר, לשוב הביתה.